Hello, thanks for watching the replay. For class today, instead of a regular props, you are going to use a big towel and two hand towels. Today's class is great if you don't have your props, if you're traveling or visiting some friends for the holidays. Enjoy. Hi guys!
Hi, it looks like Christmas there.
It does look like Christmas. I decided to decorate my wall. So, if you guys have some kind of towel, a big towel, we're going to use that today. And also two hand towels.
Oh, okay.
So, fold your towel to make it just a couple of inches high so that you have just a little bit of space between you and the ground. Make sure it's even. Cool. Once you're there, let's go to your butterfly stretch. Have your towel nearby. In your butterfly stretch, if your knees are up here, that's great. If they're really far down, see if you're, well, no matter what, see if your feet can push into each other so that you feel some muscles on the outside of the glute engage. Once you have that, encourage them so that you create more space between your ribs and your hips. Then we grab onto your towel. Cool. You're going to lift your towel up for the ceiling and then bring it back out in front of you all the way down for the feet. And just start lifting and lowering, paying attention to what your hands are doing, keeping your wrist as straight as possible and your elbows as straight as possible, while maintaining as much space between your ribs and your hips as you can. Good. Couple more times. You can pretend that you're hanging from monkey bars when your arms are up for the ceiling. Good. And on the next one, we stay hanging on the monkey bars. And then we let our shoulder blades go up the back and down the back. Now, as you do this, you will be covering your ears with your shoulders. That's okay. We know we're doing that. If you hear any crunching or weird sounds in your shoulders, you don't do the movement that big. You just make the range a little bit smaller. And whenever you lift up, notice that height that you gain. Try and keep the space between the ribs and the hips and just let the shoulder blades glide down. If this makes you hot, that's normal. It tends to warm up the body. Good. Two more. And one more. Now the arms stay up. We're going to, unless you need a break, you take a break. We're going to keep our head within the frame and turn over to one side. I'm going to the right first. You could do right or left. And then back to center. Then we'll go the other way and back to center. Letting your ribs rotate over the hips. Your arms get tired. You have the option of going here or taking the hands behind the head just to go from side to side. If not, we continue up here for about 3 more to each side. The feet are still pushing into each other to help you stay seated nice and tall. And one more. Good. Bring the towel down. Good job. Those are exhausting. Everybody did really good. Let's take one leg straight out to the side. I'm going to start with my right one. If you want to mirror me, you could do your left one. And then the other leg could pull a little bit closer to you. Good. Hips are nice and even. I said towel to the side, but we're still going to use it. You'll bring your towel forward. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep a little bit of the arm engagement pulling out apart. As you reach for the ground, your elbows will be straight. We're going to go forward with a flat back. So hinging from the hips, you'll come forward, just gently pushing into the ground, and then you'll come back up. Am I too far? Possibly. I can't tell. You guys tell me if you can't see me at any given point. So, again, just hinging forward with a flat back, and then coming back up. Now we typically do this with the foam roller, and that gives you a little bit of help because it's a cylinder that rolls back and forth. Here you're having to pull the towel apart, which makes your upper back work no matter what. And it also makes your core work differently, and I'm like, it does so many things. It also helps you see what range you have strength in. I'm like, isn't it exciting? I think it's exciting. Good. Now, point your foot. No towel this time. Fingertips. Fingertips will walk out and you're going to dive yourself forward, so we'll be a rounding like you're peeling off a wall. Fingertips dive you forward. You go as far as you're comfortable rounding, and then fingertips round you back up. Walking forward like little spider hands. And walking back up. 2 more. And once more like that. Okay. Now pull that leg in. Let's switch sides. So first the foot is flexed, the other leg pulls in. We grab onto our towel for a flat back. You give it a little pull, and then it's like you're shaving the ground. As you reach away with a flat back, you can see out in front of you at any given point, and then you hinge back up. If you go far back and you feel like you have to like push yourself back up, you went too far. So only go to a range where you can easily pull yourself back up. Sometimes I like to see how far I can go, and that's okay. You can test yourself. Just be aware that it might get hard to get back up if you go too far. Good. On the next one, the towel stays down, the foot points, and we start walking out, diving through the crown of the head. And then diving back up like we reverse. Good. Round forward. And round up nice and tall. 2 more times. And once more. Now, we're going to take both legs out to the side into your straddle stretch. You want to find a stretch that's comfortable for you to sit tall out of the sits bones, meaning if you're sitting and you feel like your pelvis has tucked this way, it's because it is tucked and we need to get you up out of the sits bones. You're going to use your towel and put it underneath you however you need to make yourself really, really tall. And then the right knee, or left if you want to mirror me, will bend a little bit and you'll lean for that leg. Then you'll straighten the leg to bend the other one and lean for that one. This is going to help you find a stretch through the bottom of the leg, through the hamstrings, possibly a little bit through your side. We're just kind of bending and leaning from side to side. If it's too much, you could just kind of like swing a little. I like swinging. About 3 more to each side. 2. And last set like this. Okay. Now, the hands will be in front. We're going to hinge forward as far as we're comfortable with a flat back, and your hands can stay touching to help you anywhere they need to be. After you hinge forward, your head can drop down for the ground and you'll round yourself back up. You'll hinge forward with a flat back. You'll look for the mat and you'll round back up. 2 more. Flat back going forward. And once more. Guess what you do now? You reverse. You peel off the wall, the imaginary wall. You go forward. You look out in front to a flat back, and then you come up with a flat back. Diving your head forward to go out in front. You're just kind of trying to get your spine to move through. Once more, peel your spine forward. Reach out to where you're comfortable. Straighten through the back and coming up. Back to your butterfly. Thanks. Readjust yourself if you need to. Grab your towel once again. Wide shoulders. Lift back up. This time, you're going to take one hand and reach that hand down as the other one reaches for the ceiling. And then you pull back to center. Then you go the other way. And pull back to center. See if your head can stay within the frame of the arms. And if you have no idea, but you can see yourself on the screen, you can use that. Or you can always put a mirror in front of you. And if you don't have anything at all, here's how you can figure it out. If your arms move a lot, your head's probably not going with you. Or if your head drops too much on your arm, then your head is just moving too much. We want to stay in between the biceps as much as possible as we go from side to side. Good. One more to each side. And then the arms can lower and they can relax for a moment. Yay! I like to shake them off. You do whatever you need. So, you will continue to use your towel, only this time, the towel is going to go somewhere underneath your rib cage so that you can find the straightest spine that you possibly can have. So, we put it under our ribs, hands under the head. Other one can go behind the head. Or if you'd like to see if your hips are stable, you can always take the hand to the hip. Heels together, knees together to start. Lengthen the top hip away, draw the abdomen in. We're going to start taking the knee up, keeping the heels together, and then lowering back down. Good. You press and lower, only lifting as high as you can keep your hips stacked. So, right there, I'm rolling back. That's too much. You can also push the bottom leg into the ground a little bit, and that will help you figure out how high you can go with the top leg. Good. If you feel your butt working back here, great job. For any reason you feel your quad doing the work, you might be keeping your toes together instead of your heels. Make sure it's the heel that stays together to help you stay in the back of the glute. Good. Once more like this. Now the knees will stay together and the heel will lift and lower again. Only as high as the hips stay stacked. If it feels like you're rolling, it's because you're going too high. Good. Good job. Everybody looks great. Now we get to alternate. So heels together, knees apart. Knees together, heels apart. Heels together, knees apart. That's fun to say. Good. You can kind of imagine your femur, your thigh bone, internally rotating as the heel goes up, externally rotating as the knee goes up. It's internal rotation, external rotation. Good. Couple more times. One more set like this. And then the entire foot and knee will come up at once and lower. Again, the bottom leg could push into the ground to help you figure out how high you can actually go. You lift and lower. If at any point you need a break, you take a break. If you feel this and it feels like it's burning your side, that is exactly how it feels like for me too. So you're not alone. If it feels like you're working anywhere else on your leg, take a quick little break because you're just using other muscles that decided to take over. Now we keep the leg at about hip height. If you want, you can keep your hand here to help you stay stable. To straighten the leg, knee stays in the same spot, bend the knee. We straighten and bend. For 5. Good. 4, 3, 2. Now the leg will stay out there on your last one. Point and flex from the ankle. Good. And then keep the foot relaxed. Little tiny circle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can take a break here, or if you're like, no, I got this, the leg could go back a little more and a little more until you feel your lower abdomen work. Then you lift as high as you can for 10 little pulses. This is like bonus round. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg all the way down. Take it back as far as you can. Oh, I have a wall. That feels really nice to get a little bit of a stretch. Yay! Ready for the other side? I just imagined that everybody just went, yes! So we're going to do the other side. So again, you want the towel somewhere underneath you so that your spine is as tall as possible and as straight as possible through here. Hips stacked, knees together, heels together, lengthen the top hip away, drawing the abdomen in. Start lifting the top knee up and then lower. We lift and lower. Only lifting as high as you can keep the hips stacked. Only lifting as high as the bottom leg can stay pressing down gently. Good. Thinking happy thoughts. Warning, the second side does get tired faster. That's because before you were using it to stabilize. You might also notice that your bottom side will be working now, and that's because it's stabilizing, but since you used it so much just a second ago, it'll be saying hello a little bit more than normal. Good. Knees stay together, heel comes up. Good. Good job, guys. Top hand can be wherever you need it. It can be on your hip. It can be behind your head to help you stay connected to your back. Once more like this to alternate. Knee comes up. Heel comes up. Knee and heel. Good. About 4 more sets like this. 3, 2, and then 1 more set like this. Now the foot and the knee will come up at once, where we lift and we lower. And we lift and lower. Good. Two more like this, keeping the leg up on the next one. The knee stays in place to straighten that leg and to bend it again. And you do that again 5 more times. Good. 4. Last 3. The leg stays straight on the last one. To flex the foot and point the foot. Again, you're trying to move from the ankle. Doing this just a couple of times. Let the foot relax and little circles in one direction for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you reverse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the leg can relax or go back as far as it can. Then lift for little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can lower the leg. Once it's down, take it back for a stretch. You reach it back. You might feel a stretch through the front of the hip. If you do that, great. If you don't, that's okay. You just reach back and stretch. Good. And you sit yourself up. Good job. Those look great. If you have a wall nearby, we will use the wall next. We are going to use it on the floor and then standing at the end. So on the floor, I will switch my mat so that you can see it this way. You want to be about your own lower leg width away from the wall, so that when your feet are on the wall, you have about a 90-degree angle at the knee and the hip. If you don't have a wall, you can do this just lying on your back with your feet on the ground. But if we have a wall, we will use it today. Okay. If not, if you don't have a wall, this is what you do. You just have your feet flat and your hands will go wide, firmly pressing into the ground. We have a wall, we have the feet against the wall, firmly pressing into the ground with the hands just as well as the other people. And then we'll start lifting the hips up one bone at a time, going as high as we can through the hips. The feet gently push into the ground or the wall. You can always look for a person behind you, so if you open your eyes and look back, make sure you can see someone. Well, imaginary someone. And then lower down one vertebra at a time. We'll continue doing shoulder bridges where you peel up one bone at a time until you go as high as you can. Once you are as high as you can, push into the ground with the arms just a little bit more to then lower down bone by bone. You have 4 more like this, lifting tall and lowering. And 3. The last 2. And then on your last one, your hips will stay up. If your feet are on the ground, your hips also stay up. If your feet are on the ground, you can start marching away from the ground 1 foot at a time. If your feet are on the wall, you walk up the wall to straight legs and back down the wall. And then we lower back down. We do that again, lifting the hips. Once you're up, you walk up to straight legs, and then you lower back down to roll yourself down. If you are on the mat, you lift the hips up, you lift up one leg followed by the other, and then you lower yourself down. So again, that'd be to lift the hips, try and keep the hips at the same height, to lift, lift, and lower. Couple more times, rolling up, walk, walk, and lower. And once more like that. Walk, walk, and lower. Good. Good job, everybody. How did those feel? Thumbs up, thumbs down. I see happy people. Perfect. Now, if your feet are on the wall, you can keep them there, or you can roll off, sit up however you need to. The hands can reach for where the ceiling meets the wall, and you'll start to curl up until you have to reach behind your thighs to give yourself a little bit of assistance to sit all the way up. If that didn't happen today, that's okay. If it did, good job. If you want to try it once more, you could try it again. Good. Perfect. Let's stand up so that you are up against your wall. We can be on a wall. If you don't have a wall, you can just be standing. On your wall, you would want to be about your own foot length away from the wall and then a tiny little bit. If not, you just stand. If we have the wall, the sacrum is on the wall, the shoulders are on the wall, and we open the arms out to T. Good. Out to T. Press the shoulder blades against the mat, technically the wall. We're going to start lifting the elbows up above us, and then the elbows back out to T. And yes, I mean the elbows. Lead this movement from your elbows. Your hands can do whatever they want. I just want your elbows to go out to T and back up above you. If you're touching a wall, you try and stay as close to the wall as possible. If you're not touching a wall, you're trying to keep your ribs over your hips as much as possible as we lift and lower. I like the wall for me because I'm very loosey-goosey in the joints, and this helps me keep some feedback on my shoulders. Good. 3 more. 2. And once more like this. Now from here, you go to goalpost arms. Unless you need a break, which I might need to take at one point. And you're technically doing the same thing. You lift your elbows to get the hands as close to each other as possible into a triangle above you. And then back out to goalpost arms, maybe even W. And you lift and you lower. Good. Going up and down for 5, 4, last 3, and 2, and then we have 1 more. Now the arms can rest to your side. Oh, that feels so good, right? Shake them off. If you're still on the wall, keep the sacrum on there. We're going to round forward, so you will only roll forward as far as your sacrum can stay on the wall. If you are standing, get your feet really connected to the ground and only roll forward as far as you can keep your feet connected. So, from here we take an inhale to prep and draw the abs, and your exhale rounds you forward as far as you can keep the sacrum on there. The arms will circle in one direction 5 times. And then you reverse the circle 5 times. Circles. Then your inhale preps the abdomen, and your exhale brings you back up the wall until you're nice and tall. And again, we round forward, all the way forward as far as you can. You let the arms hang. This time we circle 4 times. And then you reverse after 4. Your inhale preps your abdomen. The exhale takes you up. And you round again. This time will be 3 circles. Going forward. And if anyone else is thinking on the 12th day of Christmas, yes, I am thinking about that song now because of this exercise. And reverse for 3, 2, 1, and rounding back up. But we're not counting down completely. That was the last one like that. You stay up nice and tall. You're going to turn the palms up. If you're up against the wall, touch the wall. If not, just stay close to your side. And lift up as tall as you can. and then open back out to the side. Good. 2 more times like that. On the third one, we are going to dive forward. Our head will stay within the frame of the arms. So you'll stay connected here. You can imagine that you have the hand towel. We don't have it right now. But start to peel yourself forward, staying within the frame. Reaching through the arms as much as you can. Sacrum can stay heavy, or keep your feet connected to the ground. Take an inhale, draw the abs in even more. And the exhale stacks you back up just like that. Once you're nice and tall, the arms open. We do one more like that. Lift the arms and lower them. Lift and lower. Staying up on the next one to dive forward. You lift. If you want, you can hook your hand together. I like to wrap my thumbs so that I stay within the frame, shoulders wide, diving away from the wall down towards the ground as far as you can. Then you take an inhale to prep yourself. Your exhale takes you back up, nice and tall. Your arms can open. And then you get to go onto your back, taking one leg in front of the other one. Yay, we're almost done. One hand reaches out to the side where you can keep it stable. Push into the ground. Take the other arm over, and it's like you're trying to get this armpit to reach up for the ceiling as you press into the bottom hand. Take a couple of breaths here, trying to create space between the ribs themselves. Good job. Let's go to the other side. Walk to where you can push into the ground. Take the arm over and press to get a stretch through your side. And then you can come on out of there. You can switch your legs. It'll feel weird for a second, but guess what? You're all done. Good job, guys.